This is Module 4, Lesson 28, titled Two-Step Problems, All Operations. The goal of this lesson, I can solve two-step equations that involve all operations using tape diagrams and algebraic methods. Remember to take good notes as you watch these videos, pause the videos anytime you need to, and you rewind the videos as many times as you need. Now let's start with the mathematical modeling exercise. Now this particular word problem is going to have a lot of information and be very complex. Make sure that you pause the video whenever you need to, organize your thoughts, and understand the thought process of trying to solve this problem here. It tells us that Juan has gained 20 pounds since last year. He now weighs 120 pounds. Rashad is 15 pounds heavier than Diego. If Rashad and Juan weighed the same amount last year, how much does Diego weigh? Let J represent Juan's weight last year in pounds, and let D represent Diego's weight in pounds. So like I said, a lot of information going on there. So what we're going to do to help us organize and understand what's going on, we're going to draw a tape diagram to represent Juan's weight first of all. All right. Now, what do we know about Juan? Okay, what information has been given to us about Juan? First of all, we're going to let Juan or J represent his weight last year. We know that he has gained 20 pounds since last year, and that he now weighs 120 pounds. We can represent that with a tape diagram as, first of all, J, which is his weight last year. We're going to put it together with 20, which is what he gained this year, and we can say that the whole thing is 120, which is his new weight this year. So that's going to represent Juan. It's going to be representing Juan's weight. We're going to come back to Juan later. It says, draw a tape diagram to represent Rashad's weight. So now let's see what we know about Rashad. It says, if Rashad and Juan weighed the same last year, how much does Diego weigh? Well, we're going to focus right there on Rashad and Juan's amount. Okay? It also tells us that Rashad is 15 pounds heavier than Diego. So, putting that together, we know that Rashad weighs the same as Juan last year. Juan last year was that J, just the J. So we're going to need to draw a tape diagram that's just the same size as the J. Now, making up that entire piece is the 15 pounds more than Diego, and we could represent the D as Diego's weight and the 15 as Rashad's. Make sure that you make them the same size. It's kind of hard, but remember that they're the same size as the J. The D plus 15, we might say, is equal to J, which is Juan's weight from last year. Now we're going to draw a tape diagram to represent Diego's weight. Let's see what we knew about Diego. So, well, first of all, it says let D represent Diego's weight. And we know that Rashad is 15 pounds heavier than Diego. So what we want to do is just draw that D there. And we want to draw it the same size approximately as the other D. So this tape represents Diego. This second one we did was Rashad, and this first one was Juan. And now, so what would combining all three tape diagrams look like? So basically we're redrawing them so that they're all next to one another. We had something that looked like this for Juan. We had J plus 20, and that equaled 120. That was Juan. We had something that was the same size as the J, D plus 15, that was Rashad. And then we had just Diego, the D. Now it's going to tell us write an equation to represent Juan's tape diagram. If we look at that top one that we had, notice we had J plus 20, and that equaled the 120. That was the equation that we can use for Y. Now it wants us to write an equation to represent Rashad's tape diagram. Well, we can look at that and say that he has D plus 15, and that D plus 15 was the same size as the J, so the D plus 15 equals J. So I'm going to put that down first. All right, now, if we combine them, notice that this J is the same J as that one. That means we could substitute this D plus 15 in for the J in the original problem. So that our equation would be D plus 15 plus 20 equals 120. Now it wants to know, how can we use that final tape diagram or the equations above to answer the questions presented? Okay, well, we can combine the 15 and the 20 to get 35. So that makes the final equation, if we simplify that, it makes it D plus 35 equals 120. We can use that to calculate Diego's weight. If we have D plus 35 equals 120, we can use algebraic methods to get D by itself. We would subtract 35, it's the opposite of plus 35. That would give us D over here. And then we can subtract away 35 here, and that would leave us with 85. So D can equal 85 pounds. Finally, does our answer make sense? Yes, D would be Diego. Oh, I should capitalize that. Diego's weight is going to be 85 pounds. Now we can also look at the other guy's weight. If we go back to the original equation there, okay, if D is 85, we can substitute that in there and add 15 to it to get 100. So Rashad is 100 pounds. And then we could take it back and plug that 100 for Rashad back into the equation, and we would get 100 plus 20 to get 120 pounds. And that would be what Juan weighed. And that makes sense because it said Rashad is the same weight as what Diego was last year. If we take away that additional 20 pounds, Diego would be 100 pounds, the same as Rashad. So therefore, what we did was, through multiple steps, combine them using the tape diagram and algebraic methods to figure out the weight of each person.